Welcome, Solarah here. I'm here to do a few quick YouTube readings. I just posted a longer one. Well, actually, it wasn't a card reading. I did pull cards at the end, but it was actually messages I'd gotten by scrying. So you can check that out. But let's get into... Ooh, those flew out. Let's see, what do we have here? We have Traveling Lightly, Simplify Your Life. That came out the other day. I think I did a reading here on Monday, right? Simplify your life, valiant courage, take action with passion. There's something about you moving forward. For some of you, you're moving away, joy and delight, open your heart to joy. You're moving out of a situation, a circumstance, a place where your joy and your delight have not been able to flow. And so you're being told that if you are feeling this energy of being moving forward now, or if the door is opening for you to move forward, or even if you want the door, let's put it this way, if you want the door to open for you to move forward and out of a situation, you're being called to act like you're ready. Simplify your life. So there are some things that you're going to have to leave behind. There's something that you need to take action on that you haven't been. I know for me, like, this message is coming through, like, my guides, and I have to get on this, have been telling me to get rid of certain things, you know, in order to make way for new things, or in order to get ready for the next phase or cycle. And I've been putting it off. I bagged the stuff, but I haven't gotten rid of it. So it's kind of like that energy. If you have things that you've been, that you know you're not using anymore, and you're wanting to move on, like, it's almost like, and I heard another person say this recently. It's like, get those things ready to go. It's like, begin to clear out the things that you know. If, for example, if you are wanting to move house, you're not going to be taking everything with you to the next place. I mean, you might be, but if this message is for you, you're not. So start to get rid of those things. You know you're moving on. Don't wait until it happens. Take a step of faith and show the universe you're ready. I'm ready to get the fuck on. I'm ready to get out of here. I'm ready to move away from these people. I'm ready. I'm going to prove it by clearing out all the shit that I don't need and I'm not taking with me into my next cycle. I'm going to get rid of it now. And that's me taking action, because I want to tune deeper into this energy of my joy. You know, and I want to remove myself from energies where that has been obstructed. And there's something about doing this that's going to actually, like this, like, clear the air. It's going to open the path. This storm energy is going to open a path where there may have been stagnancy. It's going to allow energy to flow. Interesting. So we do have mystic healer. Energy flows through you. But what I'm actually getting here is that there's something about taking preliminary steps that show that you're ready for whatever it is that's coming. There's something about that that's actually going to set an energy into motion where the path to that next cycle, next place, you know, next situation is going to, all of a sudden, is going to be cleared. And yes, reaching your destination. There's something about reaching your destination, about doing that, that's going to help you to reach this place you're trying to go to, whether it's a literal physical place, it's a figurative place in the sense of, like, it's a moving forward in your career, you know. There's something about getting rid of the things that you know you're not going to take with you into that cycle. Getting rid of it, closing the door. It could be like what I said for me, like this, getting rid of certain things, but for you it could be, you know, getting rid of, for many, it's like getting rid of certain relationships that, you know, if you want to move into this next level of your life, that you cannot be hanging around with anyone who is not helping your light to expand. It's really as simple as that. That's how my guides have been saying it to me recently. It's just like, if you're in the presence of anyone that you have to dim your light in order to be around them, you need to remove yourself. It's over. That time of having our light dimmed in order to fit in, it's over. We have narrow pathways. Sometimes the path has to get very narrow before we have the breakthrough. Meaning, sometimes we have to eliminate every last thing, energy, person that has not necessarily caused, but well, sometimes caused, but definitely contributed to us living a certain way, believing a certain way, feeling a certain way. And when that happens, a path does become very narrow. I was just speaking about this in the other video I just posted. Like sometimes, like some of you, this might be the first Christmas where you're alone, because you have made a decision that the people you've had in your life up until now, part of your stagnancy was because of the company you were keeping. And some of you are going to find out, because of all of the socializing of the season, that it's time, that you actually don't feel good anymore in the company of people. And it's okay, we outgrow people. It doesn't necessarily always mean there's something wrong with them. I mean, it can be, most of the time the thing that's wrong with them is that they're refusing to heal, but that's not your problem. And pay attention. This message is coming up right now because I had it happen to me this week. Pay attention to what happens when people come into your energy field nowadays. Pay attention to the way you start to think. Pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to all of that. For some of you, there are people who are going to come into your energy field and they're going to try to take you back into old timelines of versions of yourself that you have graduated from, but they don't want you graduating and moving forward. For some people, you've reached such a frequency in terms of your healing that when certain energies come into your field, it's going to make you sick. You might feel nauseous. You might actually manifest sickness, present with sickness. Pay attention. These are all your messages being shown to you. We've got grounding. Go deep and explore your roots. So part of that is really becoming very settled in your truth and standing in it. I was being shown earlier this week, it's like many of us, we've been on this battlefield that has really intensified in 2022, a lot of spiritual warfare, but a lot of warfare mentally, emotionally, and physically too, and there's a time in battle when you are actively fighting your opponent. And nobody knows which side is going to win. You're just at it. And then there's a time when the balance starts to shift and somebody starts to take the ground, right? And then there's a time when the ground is taken, but the opponent keeps on fighting because they want to save face, or they think that they might be able to get you off balance. They might be able to psych you out and cause you to give up the ground you've stolen. A lot of you are in this phase of having taken your ground back, and you're in the final phase of the battle where your opponent, whether that be within or without, is still trying to psych you out in order for you to give up your ground. It's not the time. It's not the time. Stay rooted in who you are right now. You don't have to actively battle some things. Sometimes just standing in the truth of who you are and your power is enough to end the battle once and for all. There's no longer, you don't have to fight or compete against something or someone that no longer stands a chance of winning. And that's kind of the mentality you have to have when it comes to certain situations right now in your life. The go deep and explore your roots, I feel like it's something also to do with, a lot of us have, especially since 2020, we've had to deal with a lot of ancestral clearing and a lot of fuckery that's occurred generationally, and a lot that we had to heal from. And it's time now to get grounded in the truth of who you are, that you were denied or that you didn't know. I did a message, I think it was Monday, and there's this energy right now of those of you who are coming into a time of connecting again with your ancient knowledge, your ancient magic, your ancient wisdom. And this is kind of the energy I'm getting with the grounding. It's like, go deep and explore that, because it's coming up for you to explore, right? And don't put it off. Don't delay it. If you feel like your team is showing you something new about yourself, explore it. Go deep and explore. Don't be afraid. Don't let anything or anyone try to talk you out of it, including yourself. It's like just now I scried for the first time. And my guidance was like, well, go ahead and just, share the message that you got. And I'm like, well, it's my first time. And they were just like, no, it's your first time in this lifetime, but this is a recovered gift and we're giving it to you to use. So it's a time of recovery. You're recovering a lot that has been, stolen, a lot that has been taken, a lot that has been siphoned. So explore it. It's yours. Explore it. Rainbow blessings. Yeah, it's part of the key to what's going to be unlocking even more blessings to flow into your life. It's like if your ancestors, for some of you, this is your ancestors regifting you something. If they're giving you something and you're not going to use it, what is the incentive for them to give you more? What is the incentive? For some of you, you have connections with some sacred form of dance that will be rekindled. Sacred form of dance, or, a movement with your body. It's coming alive now. It's coming alive again. Yeah. I'm actually I want to keep these messages pretty short. I'm going to go in and get some herbal help. See what comes out. Let me just shuffle quickly. Thank you to new subscribers. Thank you to those of you who've come over from TikTok. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. Please hit the notification bell if you want to know when I post. Yeah. Okay. Pink rose. Okay, so a message that's coming through, not even from the herbs as I was shuffling, but I'm about to lose it. Come back, come back, come back. It's kind of a continuation of the message that was coming in before. It's like this is it. A lot of the time, not a lot of the time, we've been in this period of waiting. And it's like a lot of our stuff is being returned. Our gifts are being returned. Our knowledge is being returned. But if we don't move with it, if we don't access it, if we don't explore it, if we don't experiment with it, then it's really no different than when we didn't have it. So be aware of that, because certain things are coming in. Certain things are coming in for you right now. And know that the things that are coming in for you will come in spiritually and mentally first, before there's an emotional connection, and then before you can do something with it physically sometimes. So just be aware that at every turn you're being recouped lost things. And there's something here also about being active and conscious in moving your energy physically in order to get these things too. Whether you engage in dance, whether you take walks, whether you are a gym bunny and you access your information that way, or you run, or however it is that you do yoga, however it is you connect with your physical vessel. There's something about like grounding and rooting yourself in that kind of ritual. Because if you're doing it all the time, it is a ritual, and there's something that's coming through as you do that. Don't ignore it. Don't discount it. Don't put it off and say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll try it in a few weeks, or maybe this is just a drip and more is going to come, and when more comes, and I'll do it. No, more is going to come as you take the first step of faith. That's more continuation of that message. Okay, so we have pink rose coming out. Something about self-care here. Self-care, taking the time to pamper yourself, taking the time to love on yourself, being compassionate with yourself. Yes, this is the energy that the pink rose is coming out for, grieving and letting go of pain and painful cycles. So the pink rose is here. I feel like that's the message that's coming through. You're transitioning. You're transitioning out of an old version. It's not even an old version. You're transitioning out of a persona that was given you in order for you to fit into a narrative that was never you. And this happens to us at various phases, but if this message is for you, just like that moving on with the cards that were coming out, you are moving into a new cycle. But when you move into a new cycle, you have to leave old things behind. So you are in this transition energy right now where you're being told to embrace the changes that are coming and that you actually want by taking steps towards it. But there's also this grieving of the past that has to come in. Like, even when it comes to walking away from people who you know aren't right for you or who betrayed you, and you know you can't take them forward into your new cycle, there's still a sense of grief that comes. There's still a mourning that has to happen. There's still a letting go and a release. So be patient with yourself. Like, I feel like a lot of the time people aren't patient when it comes to other people's journeys and what it means when you have to let go of something or someone that you know is bad for you. A lot of the time, people can be a little bit dismissive or insensitive and be like, well, just cut that person out or just let them go. And it's just like, well, if this is a person who you've bonded with, if this is a person who you've had a heart connection with, no matter how bad they are for you, or even no matter how wrong they are for you moving forward, there was still a connection. And if you're a human being, like, removing yourself from that connection can sometimes be a process, and it's not without pain, even though you know what's on the other side is better. So, like, this message is for some of you. Like, there's someone here who you might be letting go of a person or a situation or a habit even, and you know it's bad for you. You know it's like got this addictive quality or this devil energy around it, where it's like either dysfunctional, addictive. It's no good for you. But just because you know that, it doesn't mean that it's easy to let it go. So if people are being difficult with you, if they're not showing you compassion as you transition, or compassion and empathy, that's the word, empathy for what has to happen when you release and let go, know that that is not indicative of you being weak in any way, right? You just probably have a big heart. You know, like, even when you walk away from, if you've been sleeping with the enemy, before you found out that person was an enemy, you had love for them. So don't be hard on yourself if the very things that you're walking away from, or the people you're walking away from, there still is this sadness. Honor that sadness, because no matter what happened, even if those people were completely fake and unreal, it was real to you. As it was happening, it was real to you. And that's what you're grieving. That's also what you're grieving. So allow it. Allow it. And don't let people push you out of the areas you need to be in order to properly release. And this is why Willow is showing up here too. Deep emotional cleansing and renewal. Yeah, so like, this is coming up because there's something here about not finishing the process of grieving. There's something that needs to be grieved until the end. And when I mean grieved until the end, I mean until you're ready to fully surrender and let it go. So Pink Rose wants to come in and help you. Willow is amazing for this. Willow energy is amazing. Sitting by a willow tree, meditating with a willow tree, using willow flower essences, and being conscious, about what it is you're doing. But Willow is wonderful for that. For some of you, the reason why there's this grief around these situations is because you might be ending relationships or patterns and things that were from this lifetime, but they go deeper than that. For some of you, especially when it comes to people, or even for some of you, it could even be career, just came out. These are South Node energies. These are energies that you've been repeating these scenarios and cycles with these people for lifetimes. And if it's a career or something, it's like you got really good at it, but it's not your North Node, and there is ambivalence about moving forward because it's new, it's unexplored, but there's something here about leaving something or someone behind, and you know they're not good for you, or it's expired, but there's this grieving that you might not be fully allowing yourself to do. Okay, we have black mustard seed at the bottom, which is all about the clearance of confusion. But what actually came out now, we have nettle. Nettle. So yeah, nettle works in so many ways, but what I'm picking up here is this is all about restoration. This is all restoration of your vital energy. Nettle also has this mothering, nurturing energy. So for some of you, again, this is this message of self-care, self-love, looking after yourself right now with deep compassion, mothering yourself, because you are moving from something that might not be good for you, but you're moving into something completely new. And as such, there is fear that comes up about that. So in this time of transition, in other words, nurture yourself. Allow yourself the time to grieve and be sad about what it is you're leaving behind, even though you know you have to. Allow yourself that release, because it needs to happen in completion, right? But also, there's something about what you're leaving behind or letting go that has been sucking the true life force and vitality out of you that's necessary for you to live in your North Node. So allow the power and the spirit of nettle to help to nurture you in that regard and to give you back that life force, but also allow the spirit and the power of nettle to help you tune into that mothering energy you need to give yourself as you step into a brand new reality, brand new horizon. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I hope this reading was helpful and insightful. If it was, wonderful. You can hit the like if you haven't already. And yeah, if you are interested in my services and how I'm here to serve the Divine Collective, you can always check me out on my website, solarahwithanh.info. All of this is below. You can feel free to email me if you would like to contribute to the growth of the channel, or you'd like to give back in some way. You can also donate. There's no pressure ever to do that, but if you feel so led, the information for that is below too. So I wish you guys the best, and I'll be back soon. Until next time, take care.